Good evening. Welcome to the December 2nd, 2025 regular session of Findlay City Council. We will start this evening's meeting with the roll call, followed by a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence.
Mr. Ballman, Mr. DeArmond.
Here.
Ms. Frischi.
Here.
Mr. Greeno.
Here.
Mr. Hellman.
Here.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Here.
Mr. Palmer.
Here.
Mr. Russell.
Here.
Ms. Warnicki.
Here.
Mr. Wopser.
Present.
I'm sorry. Mr. Baumann did inform me that he wasn't going to be there this evening. He was called out of town, and I will entertain a motion to excuse.
So moved.
Second, Mr. Palmer. All those in favor of excusing Mr. Baumann, say aye. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, please stand for. That's all right. It'll be in the minutes. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Because we're full tonight, will everybody make sure that their cell phones are turned off, right? We don't need anybody. Okay. I will entertain a motion to accept the November 5th regular session of City Council and the November 18th regular session. Mr. Russell.
As the November 18th minutes have not been distributed yet, I'll make a motion to accept the November 5th regular session of City Council meeting minutes.
Second, Mr. Palmer. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed, nay. They are accepted. Mr. Russell, do we have add-ons, replacements, or removals from tonight's agenda?
We have one replacement for ordinance 2025-162 as amended. Change in section 1, the legal description per county recorder's office. And also going to move that ordinance 2025-134, the loitering ordinance, be moved to the ordinance section from old business so that it can be considered in numerical order with all the other ordinances. And that's all that's in a form of a motion.
Second, Mr. DeArmond. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Those changes will be made this evening. Okay, we have no proclamations, recognition, and retirement resolutions. We have no petitions, public written communications.
An email from Kathy Wengent regarding loitering ordinance.
Letter be filed.
Email from Abigail Cullen regarding loitering ordinance.
Letter to be filed.
Email from Thomas Klein regarding 401 North Main Street.
Letter to be filed.
Email from Christopher Chilcote regarding community letters regarding proposed loitering ordinance.
Letter be filed.
An email from Christopher Chilcote regarding proposed loitering ordinance.
Letter be filed.
An email from Sean Mason regarding ordinance 2025-134.
Letter to be filed.
And an email from Sherry Mason regarding ordinance 2025-134.
Letter be filed. Utility contractor communication.
A letter from Blanchard River Watershed Partnership regarding update of recent accomplishments and initiatives.
Letter to be filed.
A letter from Columbia Gas of Ohio regarding infrastructure replacement programs.
Letter to be filed. Reports of municipal officers and departments.
Findlay Municipal Court Activities Report for October 2025.
Report to be filed.
A letter from Director of Law Feigner regarding conformity of boundaries, annexations.
Ms. Frischi.
I'd ask that this letter be read into the minutes.
Second, Mr. Niemeyer. All those in favor that the letter be read say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Nay.
Roll call.
We're going to have to roll call that one. All right.
Already read it.
Mr. DeArmond.
Nay.
Ms. Frischi.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno. Mr. Hellman,
Nay.
Mr. Niemeyer, Mr. Palmer,
Aye.
Mr. Russell,
Nay.
Ms. Warnicki,
Nay.
and Mr. Wobser.
Nay.
3 nays.
6-3? 6-3? No?
6-3.
Right.
6-3.
Okay,
One missing.
all right, all those, letter to be filed.
Can we have discussion on it at least?
Uh,
It gets voted on later.
Okay, so can I have discussion and ask for clarification since we're not reading it?
Go ahead, ask your question.
So, Rob Feitner, Law Director, what brought this forward and caused this? It's because I have an understanding that we may not have been annexing properties for the last several years, and it became an issue with the Board of Elections.
It came to my attention from Cindy Land, who's one of the county prosecutors that handles civil matters for the county, and Jody O'Brien's Board of Elections. As this November 4th election was coming to be, there was some concern about one of the recent annexations, and there was one address, and the Board of Elections had to struggle with what to do and get a proper ballot for that address or whatever the case may be. So it came to the attention of Cindy Land and myself, and her and I started to talk, and I dug into it and did all the research, sent her a letter for what I guess if we cross every T and dot every I should be done, and that's what led to this. It's an interesting set of laws. Once an annexation is done, I'll sort of give a short summary of it. You know, the county commissioners approve or decline an annexation. So when they approve it, it still has to sit for 30 days for someone to appeal that decision. And then after that, nobody appeals it. Their clerk compiles all of the resolutions and notes and minutes and recordings and all this stuff, and they send it over to us, the mayor's office, to Denise DeVore, and then we hold on to it for a period of time. That's the 60-day period of time, I believe. And then eventually we vote to accept the annexation, and you've done that routinely over and over again. Why the law says we need to accept an annexation that we've already provided an ordinance saying that will provide all these services, fine, so be it. After that, it sits another 30 days. After that is when then we compile everything again, and a person in Denise DeVore's position, or it could be Kathy Launder, they then need to certify the accuracy of those documents. The set of documents gets recorded with the recorder's office of Hancock County, just like you would a deed, with the maps and legal descriptions and all that. And then it gets recorded with the auditor, and then it goes down to the state of Ohio for whatever they want to keep it for. When all that's said and done, then finally, I guess I then petitioned the county commissioners to actually redraw the boundaries or make it super duper official, so to speak. So it's a lot of the same thing being done over and over again. So in my conversations with Jody O'Brien, and I think Charity Richards chimed in too, all of this, somehow the boundaries have been getting done. Everybody sort of sees that this went through and that we got to make it happen. But to do it perfectly, it was not getting done. So obviously being aware of these three, the county commissioners, their clerk is now going through past annexations to see which ones haven't had that final sort of last petition to be done, and we're just going to do them all in one lump sum, just to be careful.
For next year, or will we see? For next-
It'll be for next year's council. They're compiling them all now. I'll do them all in one ordinance. And again, like I said in my letter, it really is a silly set of laws because the county commissioners can't say no. Why would they? We wouldn't say no to me asking for the right to do the petition because we've already approved the annexation. I just don't know if it's a complete check and balance issue is the theory of the law. That's going to be my guess. So because this came to my attention, we're going to start doing it right.
Mr. Stashek.
I want to add to it for the record. You shouldn't have to go back further than 2015, Rob. In May of 2015, the former law director took over the process, so it wasn't something that normally was handled by the law director's office. A lot of that was handled by the city auditor, the former auditor Webster and former auditor Sprague. And when the former director of law wanted to accelerate and go fast track some of the annexations, he felt he should handle it at that time. So it's not a long-term ongoing problem. It's something relatively recent in terms of the history of the annexations that we've done.
Mr. Feigner.
And that is true. The law allows for the auditor staff or the law director to handle them. So I don't think the auditor's office wants to handle these again and wants them back. So I'll continue to handle them now that we've done all the research.
Mr. Stashek.
Just gonna say that's the rule in our office. If you take it, it's yours.
Letter be filed.
Letter from City Engineer Cal regarding FDY Rehabilitate Runway 18-36 Lighting Design, FAA and ODOT Office of Aviation Grant Applications revised.
Letter be filed.
Letter from City Engineer Cal regarding FDY Rehabilitate Runway 18-36 Lighting Construction, FAA and ODOT Office of Aviation Grant Applications revised.
Letter be filed.
Letter from City Engineer Cal regarding North Main Street Water Line Replacement, project number 357-45500.
Letter be filed.
Letter from City Engineer Cal regarding Engineering Department Vehicle Replacement.
Letter be filed.
Parks and Recreation Board minutes of June 3rd, 2025, October 20th, 2025, and November 17th, 2025.
Minutes to be filed.
Letter from Hancock Regional Planning Commission Grant Administrator Pininsky regarding 525 Tiffin Avenue Brownfield Assessment Application.
Ms. Frishy.
On these couple that we have for the brownfield, is the money there already since we just approved moving forward with that $1 million brownfield?
Mayor. Please introduce yourself and tell them who you are.
Matt, excuse me, Matt Cordonier, Director of Hancock Regional Planning. So these letters of support will be part of an application that will be turned in Friday.
For the step one, not necessarily. I guess we had the $1 million that we approved the ordinance to go forward for that brownfield.
So the ordinance, I believe, last meeting was authorizing the city to apply for the
Yep.
brownfield grant. This is letters of support for these two specific properties. And then we will be submitting the application this Friday.
But we can still do more than just I don't know what the dollar amounts are on
So,
it.
so there's $1 million set aside for Hancock County.
Okay, so we do, that's all I wanted to hear is that we have it. It's secured, that $1 million.
Upon reviewing of the application.
Okay.
So just to further clarify, the state, as part of their budget, has said that every county gets $1 million, and then there's an additional competitive side. But to receive the funds to specific projects, we still have to apply. These projects have been working with us over a number of, some of them a number of years. They fit the criteria, and therefore we want to support them moving forward in the application process.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Well, just got a question about Lincoln School. That's the same thing. Because didn't Findlay City Schools sell that property already?
Yes, it's owned by a developer.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor.
Yeah, and just to further clarify, the folks are just saying, brownfield remediation, it's for asbestos in the building to clean that up in the old building. The structure itself is going to remain, but they are expecting to begin work on that project in the next couple of weeks.
Letter be filed.
Letter from Hancock Regional Planning Commission Grant Administrator Pininsky regarding Lincoln Elementary Brownfield remediation application.
Letter be filed. Committee reports.
The Finance Committee, to whom was referred a request to discuss the sale of city-owned property located at 428 West Main Cross Street, also known as Hostetler property, via ordinance number 2025-147. We recommend to move forward with the sale through the Port Authority.
Mr. Wobser.
Make a motion to approve the committee report.
Second, Mr. DeArmond. Discussion. All in favor of the committee report, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay?
Nay.
Committee report is adopted.
The Finance Committee, to whom was referred a request to discuss the sale of city-owned property located at 401 North Main Street via ordinance number 2025-149. We recommend to move forward with the sale through the Port Authority.
Mr. Wobser,
Make a motion to approve.
second Mr. DeArmond. Discussion? All those in favor of the committee report say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay.
Nay.
The committee report is adopted.
Finance Committee 2 was referred a request to review the third quarter investment report as available. No report. Legislation. Yeah.
All right. Legislation, we'll start with resolutions.
Third reading for Resolution 28, 2025, a resolution amending Community Reinvestment Area Number 1 as enacted pursuant to Resolution 33-1987 and as previously amended by Resolution 37-1988 and Resolution Number 47-2013.
Mr. Russell,
Move for adoption of Resolution 028-2025.
second Mr. DeArmond. Discussion. Mr. Russell.
Mayor, on the, this is a pre-1994 CRA, which is, at this point in time, relatively unique economic development tool that the City of Findlay has its for its use. And I noticed in Section 8 that we appear to be terminating the benefit of this pre-1994 CRA come December 31st, 2026. And that concerns me because of the uniqueness of the CRA, its effectiveness since it's been created was instrumental in the Marathon campus expansion. And I'm kind of wondering why are we going down the path of what in essence appears to be sunsetting such a productive economic development tool.
Yeah, so I certainly appreciate that comment and agree it has been a really beneficial tool. So first, I would point out that the sunset provision only applies to the commercial and industrial side of things. We would still maintain the pre-94 for residential development, really recognizing that helps with infill and redevelopment of properties, and we feel that is still a really worthwhile investment. The recommendation on the sunsetting is really because I think that we are in a position, because we have seen such great success for the past decade, to be a little more choosy with the development that we offer incentives to. So moving to a post-94 CRA allows us to negotiate individual projects based off of their overall benefit to the community, as well as layering in different types of incentives. So we may say on one project, it makes more sense to give a smaller property tax abatement, but then do an income tax abatement or infrastructure developments that you can really wrap in the different parts of the development agreement and looking at it at a holistic approach to the community benefit. Additionally, I have been having conversations with economic development and receiving information from the municipal financial advisor, Brossart. A lot of the other communities, one of the big benefits of the pre-94 is that because developers know exactly what they're getting when they do their development, they don't have to go through the public debate and the kind of scrutiny that a lot of times businesses, when they're trying to make an investment and they're looking at multiple communities, that can really hinder a potential development based off of the public feedback. However, what we can do and what communities are doing is typically providing kind of a scorecard or a matrix to evaluate, and we would develop that in coordination with the schools and other taxing entities to determine what are the things that we're looking at to be able to rate projects, and then based off of their rating, then kind of having a tiered structure so it does give them a little bit more certainty on, okay, here's kind of what our package would probably look like. So that was my recommendation. Just as we've been talking, I know that we want to, continue to make sure that the investments that are coming to town, that we have as much leverage to make sure that it's right for our community. And so I think that we're in a good position to be able to do that at this point in time. And this would be our final update for the pre-94. If we just did this, then any future expansions of the boundary would be under the post-94, and therefore we would potentially lose the pre-94 benefit for the residential side because we'd have to go to the post-94 on all levels.
Mr. Wobser.
So Mayor, I remember the conversation we had on this. It was lengthy. These are very complicated tools, but they do a lot for us in this community. And as Councilman Russell said, the pre-94 has given us a lot of opportunity in this town. What would be the downside of just keeping the pre-94 on the books? Take out Section 8 of this.
Yeah, so if you guys wanted to remove the sunset provisions, I'm not going to have significant heartburn over that. We do have to pass an updated boundary map. The state legislature passed in 2023 further definitions that clarified what they meant by different modifications. So our current 394 says it's the corporation boundary of the city of Findlay. However, the state in 2023 said that any increase to the area of the community constitutes an amendment. So based off of those conversations, our outside legal counsel that specializes in CRAs recommended that we need to file a new map to make sure that it shows that for the sheets and some of the different annexations that happened, that they are included at this point in time. But we could remove the sunset provision.
Mr. Stashek.
Thank you. To that and to some of those comments, and to comment that it's complex, the group, the attorney's office, has been helping us with this. They are experts in this field. But I want to remind you all that we also have a second pre-94 CRA that we haven't touched. We haven't done any amendments to. So the ability to amend a pre-94 still exists for us, and it still allows us to make or use that in a way that we feel is appropriate down the road. However, the reason this was developed in the form that you see it today is there's a couple significant problems that need addressed and solved. This was the attorney's office recommendation as to the best way to do it. So what I would suggest, rather than off the cuff amending this, if that is your inclination, that you table it to time certain, which would be your next meeting, and just make sure that that attorney's office is comfortable with your reasoning and what you're thinking you're doing. And that illustrates the second point I want to make, and that is when the new council comes in, I'm grateful that you did form the move appropriations to create the new finance committee that's more encompassing, because council should have a role in this in terms of representing the wards, the type of negotiations that are done, and the types of incentives that are allowed, and even the ones that are offered. Because right now, in the situation we're in, you guys don't know anything that's going on out there until it's in front of you in a piece of legislation. And it's my hope that that changes, in that, in looking at the development that we've had over the last 5 years, it's clear the number of significant employers' employee count has dropped well over 10% over the last 5 years. So we need to be very cognizant of what's going on, and that's reflected in your withholding numbers in the reports that you're seeing this year, and the drop in the withholding, and that it's lower than the average pace. So there's a lot going on here. The new council's going to have its hands full.
Mr. Russell.
Mayor, I have no disagreement with the need to pass legislation that changes the boundaries based on the new rules from the state, and I appreciate that. I know in 2013 when we passed the version that we're amending now, that was really one of the major benefits was to expand the CRA number 1 to be the entire community. And that's like I said, it's had a lot of success. I think if you and you're right, this is the second amendment, and this is one of the things about pre-94 CRAs. This is the arcane stuff. It can only be amended twice. We amended it the first time in 2013. This is the second time we can amend it. Can't do it anymore. So if we expand our boundaries again, we would need to create, in essence, another CRA for that particular area. And Jim, I believe CRA 2 is a post 94 CRA. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure but the removing the business part of it. The future you're saying says let's bring politics into the development, into our economic development by having folks come in front of council and present their plans for economic development. You know, I don't know if Sheets would be here if they were made to go through that extra step. And that's one of the key advantages. That's one of the unique advantages of a pre-94 CRA that I want to protect. And that's specifically it. I had conversations with economic development today concerning this, and they expressed their concern over the sunsetting. And I think Mr. Stasiak makes a good point that if council would want to take more time to get information from economic development folks and kind of go through and understand the intricacies of the CRA and have further conversation, it might be in our best interest, our being the city's best interest, to give this another 2 weeks to have additional conversations as you deem necessary to that end. And if there's a desire to do that, I would be fully in support of postponing a consideration of this until our December 16th meeting. But I'll look for nods or conversation from the rest of council before I would make such a motion.
Mayor?
Yeah, so I would just add, and I appreciate the auditor bringing up those items. So the sunsetting provision came at my request. So I think if you guys, it is not to resolve any sort of legal issue. I do not anticipate that our attorney would have any issues with it because it was something that I had brought forward, really because I thought that it would help the case for the amendments and some of the concerns that have been brought forward in the past. So I'm certainly fine keeping it the way it is. I do think that still one of the items on my agenda for next year is setting out better criteria when we're having those conversations around incentives. I think it is a balancing act. I don't really like just, I like giving something certain so that it takes the politics out, because I think that really has helped our community. I also like the ability to be more complex in our negotiations and looking at how other communities that I think are doing this really well have done it. That gives us a little more teeth when negotiating. And I would, yes, the other CRA is a very small area. It would be able to be expanded, and it is a pre-94. So but it's a very small area of town at this point.
Mr. Russell?
I saw a couple of nods, and Mr. Wobser gave me the elbow. So I make a motion that this resolution, help me out, Rob. Postponed for consideration until the December 16th meeting.
Second, Mr. Wobser. All those in favor of postponing this till the 16th, say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Ms. Frischi?
Nay.
Mr. Greeno?
Aye.
Mr. Hellman? Mr. Niemeyer?
Nay.
Mr. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Russell?
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki?
Aye.
Mr. Wobser?
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond?
Aye.
2 nay.
Yeah, this resolution will be discussed on the 16th. Ms. Frischi?
I didn't get called on for discussion. I had a couple questions before we went to that vote. Mayor, if this goes through with the sunset or without the sunset, my understanding Sheets has not been approved for their CRA yet, or has it? Does that?
They are under, so their property being annexed into the city, we will need this in place before they complete their project, because the CRA pre-94, they do not submit the paperwork until construction is complete.
But the sunset would not impact them
No.
to remove it or to keep it either way.
Correct.
The other question I had, the auditor made comment and said that there were several problems the attorney was addressing. I'd like a list of those problems that we were addressing that brought us to this point. I don't know if that's a Rob question or a mayor question.
Those were discussed at the prior council committee meeting that was held back in May, I believe. And it was the update to the state Ohio Revised Code that clarified the boundaries, the expansion, as I stated, in 2023. And then the other one was just clarifying the residential property tax abatement for multifamily housing is considered a commercial project here. So they just cleaned up some of the language that created some ambiguity.
There was no other issues.
No.
Okay. Okay, next.
First reading for Resolution 30, 2025, a resolution supporting an application to the Ohio Department of Development for a grant under the Brownfield Assessment Program, Program Year 2026, related to the total assessment of 525 Tiffin Avenue, parcel number 580001021438, if awarded, to sign the necessary grant agreements with the Ohio Department of Development and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Palmer.
Move to adopt ordinance number, or resolution number 030-2025.
Second, Mr. DeArmond. Discussion. All those in favor? Oh, Mr. Russell.
Just real quick, a coworker of mine from Marathon, Bob Eds, put a lot of work on this property, tracking down the where the owner was up in Michigan, going and like camping out in front of this office building, and I bet he put in 100, 200 hours into trying to get this property cleaned and get to this point. And Bob passed away a couple of years ago. Great guy, and I know that Bob is. From his perch is smiling at this resolution, and I just wanted to publicly commend him and his efforts, and that they did actually result in us getting to this point.
Ms. Frishy.
Is this the property across from Wendy's?
Yeah.
That's changed ownerships? Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Other questions? All those in favor of the resolution say aye. If your name is called, those opposed, nay.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman. Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
And Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Resolution is adopted.
First reading for Resolution 31, 2025, a resolution supporting an application to the Ohio Department of Development for a grant under the Brownfield Remediation Program, Program Year 2026, related to the remediation of 200 West Lincoln Street, parcel number 600000924800, if awarded, to sign the necessary grant agreements with the Ohio Department of Development and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Palmer.
Move to adopt resolution number 031-2025.
Second, Mr. Greeno. Discussion. All those in favor of the resolution say aye. If your name is called, those opposed, nay.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Resolution is adopted. Ordinances.
So this
Now,
is
just real quick, want to remind council that we've moved the loitering ordinance off of old business and put it in numerical order under ordinances.
What number was that?
First one.
so
First one.
First one? All right.
so it's technically third reading again
Third.
for ordinance number 2025-134, and
Hang on. Don't we have to,
I mean,
We have to-
technically, it's had its third reading. We need to lift it from the table.
yeah, that was going to be my question. But do we, you don't really lift it from the table. We have new sheriff in town, remember that?
They moved it, it's unfinished business. They moved it up on the agenda.
Okay.
It's go time.
It's, so, yeah.
You've got oral.
All right, we're good.
you want me to read the header or not?
Yeah, go ahead and read the header.
An ordinance enacting regulations on unlawful congregation.
Okay, with that, we have a number of people would like to talk to this issue tonight. The first one's going to be Chris in a chill coat. All right. Chris's request came via email, and his was received first, so anybody else? Chris, reminder that you have 4 minutes. I'll raise this when you got about 15 seconds to go.
Hopefully we're on. Good
Okay.
evening. Thank you, guys.
State your name and your address.
Christopher Chilcote, 1018 Liberty Street, Findlay, Ohio. I submitted a letter earlier last week to discuss some things. I've had conversations with a lot of people over the past few weeks about this ordinance, and just want to read this to you guys and really just kind of put it out there of where we are today. So my name is Chris Chilcote, and I have lived in Findlay for the past 15 years. I'm a husband, a father of 2 young children, and someone who spends a lot of time downtown. I walk there with my kids, meet friends for coffee, run through our streets in the early mornings, and take part in the events that bring this community together. I care deeply about this community and want Findlay to continue to be a place where people look out for one another. I'm writing to share my perspective on the proposed loitering ordinance and to offer practical ideas that many residents and local groups believe will better address the challenges downtown. I am one of the founders of Findlay for All, a group that originally came together because of concerns about this very ordinance. But very quickly it grew into something more. It became a nonpartisan, grassroots community action effort made up of residents who want to bring forward real solutions that can strengthen downtown and support our neighbors who are struggling. We are here not simply to oppose something, but we are here because we want to help. Many of us believe this ordinance is not the right path for several reasons. 1, it criminalizes marginalized people. 2, it raises constitutional and legal concerns. And 3, it does not address the real issues. The challenges we are seeing often stem from addiction, untreated mental illness, trauma, poverty, and the difficulty of accessing stable housing. So through many conversations with residents, business owners, local groups, and council members, one truth keeps rising to the surface. We cannot legislate away homelessness, and we cannot police our way out of challenges that come from addiction, mental illness, and poverty. But we can work together, and we can take meaningful steps that help both businesses and our neighbors who are struggling. Below are 5 ideas that we want to bring forward that we believe can make a real and positive difference. 1 is a business and outreach hotline, a single number giving businesses a clear and simple path to reach the right person, taking the frustration out of the process and creating predictable responses and reducing unnecessary police calls. 2, a dedicated downtown outreach worker. Cities across Ohio as well as the U.S. use this model with success. An outreach worker spends time downtown, builds relationships, calms situations before they grow, and helps people connect with services. This reduces disruptions and lightens the load on police. Along with that, if you guys want some more contact from Akron, Columbus, or Cincinnati, they do have some organizations that do such things. Number 3 is downtown standards and communication plans. Clear trespass steps, consistent signage, predictable responses, and a regular business roundtable with police and community partners. This creates a shared understanding of what to do and who to call. Number 4 is a daytime space or resource hub. Some issues downtown happen because people have nowhere to go during the day. A daytime space gives people a safe place to be, reduces tension outside of those businesses, and provides opportunities for help. Nonprofits or churches could lead this effort, giving the community a chance to step up and be part of the solution. And number 5, my personal favorite as a nerd, is a shared data dashboard. Police, atomists, and community groups could share basic trend information each month so we can see what is working and where improvements are needed, and this helps the entire community move in the same direction. These ideas are not a final plan, but a starting point, and they reflect something important, that collaboration works better than criminalization. And they align with the belief that our churches, nonprofits, and local groups can play a major role in strengthening our community. I respectfully ask Council to vote no on the proposed ordinance, and to join us in building a community-driven approach that is compassionate, effective, and grounded in real experience. We welcome the chance to help organize a meeting after the holidays that brings together businesses, nonprofits, faith groups, police leadership, and residents. 2 sentences, maybe 3. All right. I know some of these conversations are already underway, and Findlay for All would like to work with these groups to set clear next steps that improve safety, support downtown businesses, and address community needs in a constructive way. Findlay is strongest when we work together as neighbors. I look forward to being part of that work. Thank you. Along with this, I do also have signatures that go with the letter I'm going to submit. There's 130 in total here for you guys from the community.
Questions or comments for Chris? Mr. Hellman.
I have a quick question, I guess, regarding this. I think it's well done and well thought out, and thank you for your effort that you put into this. Have you, I'm assuming that you've worked with the Adamus Group on this?
I do not. I actually know the Adamus individual I should be working with, very much so, but have not started that work.
Is that Precious Studio?
Yes, one of
Okay.
those.
Good.
I would just like to comment. First of all, again, I mentioned it last time. I really appreciate those that have reached out with constructive feedback. When we like to hear outside views, but it really shuts down communication when things start from a hostile place. So thank you. We do have a downtown phone number that has been distributed to the downtown businesses. I believe the contact is actually through Hope House, I recall. But we established that probably a year and a half, and all the downtown businesses received a flyer for their employees to be able to have, so that if they see someone that is struggling and is, causing issues prior to calling the police, they can call them, and typically can make that connection. Obviously, then if it escalates, then they're told to call law enforcement. And the other thing is the Adamus board did reach out. Precious shared that they're not taking a formal position, but that they obviously are always here to collaborate, and we do work with them through our Unhoused Coalition that we established a couple of years ago. And then the other thing that I just wanted to share, because it's been discussed a couple of times, wanted to clarify the city mission does not force people to leave their building if they are actively engaged with the programming at the mission. The only folks that are not able to stay during the day is our low barrier shelter, and those are the individuals that we created a space a couple years ago that just are not ready to engage at the level of their programming and commitments to being substance free, and some of those that are required to stay at the mission but need to just a safe space to be off the street, so they're not in a door well or sleeping on a bench, obviously, especially when the weather gets in bad conditions. So those are the only folks that don't have are asked to leave during the day, because that's when the cleaning is occurring, as well as the programming for those that are engaged. So I just wanted to clarify that for everybody.
Thanks, Chris. Next is Brody Yangling.
Like the beer,
All right.
yeah. Makes it easy.
All right. And he'd also like to speak to this ordinance. Red light's on.
Yes, sir. So,
Okay.
Mayor Murren, City Council, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. I followed the discussions surrounding the proposed ordinance regarding loitering. I've attended City Council meetings. I've read coverage and comments online. I've listened to community concerns. I had a really positive, constructive conversation with a couple of business owners a few weeks back. While I appreciate council delaying action to allow more input on the topic, I remain disappointed in this ordinance, even with the minor revisions that were put in place. Tonight, I want to address three main areas of concern that I have with this legislation. So, for one, it doesn't meaningfully improve safety. Secondly, it's legally vague and subjective. And thirdly, it displaces a problem rather than solves it. One thing that we often overlook about Findlay is that it's a relatively safe community. That doesn't mean crime doesn't exist. It just means that we're very fortunate compared to other communities, even in Northwest Ohio. Shifting potential crime from the view of the public isn't legitimate law enforcement. I've seen no evidence that this ordinance would meaningfully improve safety. What concerns me most, though, is the potential impact on everyone who lives, works, and spends time downtown. Terms like no apparent lawful purpose and enforcement at the discretion of the officer are subjective and vague. That kind of language invites inconsistent enforcement, and we should be not putting that type of language into law. As others have stated, this ordinance seems to invite legal challenges that the city will be responsible for defending in court. We should focus on enforcing laws that we already have in place regarding harassment, drug use, trespass, animal abuse, menacing, and any other type of genuinely harmful behaviors. Homelessness is a real and growing issue in Findlay. This ordinance doesn't solve it. At best, it shifts people from one part of the city to another. Is that truly an acceptable outcome that we want from this? Out of sight, out of mind is not a policy. Many of our unhoused neighbors face challenges that some of us will never experience. This proposal risks adding hardship simply because their existence is seen as inconvenient. Being homeless or simply existing are not crimes. We should not legislate that as though they are. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Chilcote, and I apologize, I probably butchered your name, even though you said it. Through Findlay for All, I read his comments the other day regarding his proposed solutions. I know he just outlined that as well. I really urge the incoming council to strongly consider those ideas. But tonight, I strongly encourage this council to vote no on Ordinance 2025-134. It doesn't improve safety. It doesn't solve the underlying issues. And most of all, it introduces new problems our community doesn't necessarily need. So thank you.
Questions or comments? Thank you. Okay. Third to be Sean Mason. Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good evening. I feel a little bit like I'm beating a dead horse here because we've had so much discussion about this, but if the horse was really dead, I guess all these people wouldn't be here to talk about it again.
Pull your mic up.
Thank you. This ordinance is dangerous. It exposes the city legally, burdens our officers operationally, and targets the very people who have the least power to defend themselves. It is subjective, it is broad, and under constitutional scrutiny, indefensible. We know how this plays out. Cities have tried it, courts have struck it down, and taxpayers were left paying the bill. When you pass a vague law, you do not gain control, you lose it. Because judges will decide its fate, not you. Now think about what this ordinance forces our police officers to do. You are telling them to walk up to someone who is standing on a sidewalk, not causing any harm, and escalate the situation. Not because of behavior, but because of appearance. That is a recipe for conflict.
Excuse me. I asked you once, don't do it again, or I'm gonna ask you to leave, okay? All right. Go ahead.
That is a recipe for conflict. It drains resources. It creates unnecessary confrontations. And when those interactions go wrong, it is not the ordinance that takes the blame. It is the officer. It is the department. It is this entire city. We should not put them in that position. And let's talk about who will feel the weight of this the most. It will not be tourists. It will not be downtown employees headed to lunch. It will not be people with influence or connections. It will be the poor. It will be the unhoused. It will be people struggling with addiction, people who already face barriers every day. This ordinance takes their vulnerability and turns it into a liability. It makes poverty look like intent. It makes existence look like suspicion, and that is not justice. That is punishment without a crime. Now, the argument has been made that this helps businesses, but businesses do not benefit from chaos disguised as order. They benefit from stability, safety, and smart policy. This ordinance does not solve the problems they are concerned about. It pushes them around the map. It turns every block into the next complaint and every officer into a relocation service. That is not shepherding, that is avoidance. Finally, I want to speak to the idea that doing something is enough. But when something increases risk, increases conflict, increases liability, and increases mistrust, doing nothing would be better than doing this. Because if this passes, the city inherits a law that cannot survive legal challenge, encounters that did not need to happen, lawsuits the city will struggle to defend, business complaints that will grow, not shrink, and a community more divided than before. If it fails, the city still has every constitutional effective tool it needs to address real issues. So let's be honest in the room. A vote for this ordinance is not a vote for safety. It is a vote for litigation. It is a vote for inconsistent enforcement. It is a vote for a policy that creates more harm than it prevents. And a vote against it is simple. It is a vote of competence, for fairness, for a smarter way forward. Council members, this ordinance is the wrong tool. It will do real damage, and you have the power to stop it. I urge you to vote no. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next will be Amanda Sprague. She would also like to speak to this. Amanda, name and address.
Amanda Sprague, and I live at 830 South Main Street. I am a business owner, however, at 208 Broadway. For almost 22 years, I have invested in the local business community. I've invested in downtown Findlay, and I've invested in the young families that live here. In 2004, I brought a program to Findlay called Music Together. It's an international music education program for children newborn through kindergarten. Music Together currently offers classes 4 days a week, and I serve about 50 children. I chose to locate my business on Broadway because it has easy, convenient parking for these young families, getting kids out of car seats and ushering them in the door, and also because of the proximity to the library. So for 20 years, this has been an ideal location. However, over the past 2 years, loitering has become a safety issue for me and for the families that come to my business. Now, when I come to work, and I do walk to work each morning, I bring with me a garbage bag. I routinely pick up toilet paper, empty beer and soda cans, take out food containers and bags of garbage in front of my business. I have taken photos and sent to my councilman. There's usually a gathering of anywhere from 3 to 6 men, along with their duffel bags and backpacks and wagons, sitting on my doorstep. This is a safety issue. I am not trained in dealing with mental health with any type of drug addiction, as there are lots of organizations here in Findlay that are. I am not. To me, this gathering of men sitting on my doorstep is intimidating, and it makes me feel unsafe. I have to ask them, sometimes more than once, sometimes wake them up, if they could please move along so that I could get into the front door of my business. Sometimes they move. Sometimes they stand up in my face and argue with me that it's public property. Well, my business and my storefront and my front doorsteps are not public property. These men outnumber me. They're physically bigger and stronger. They try to scare and intimidate me. On one occasion, after I'd asked them to move, and he did scoot over for me to get into my door, when I got ready to leave, I thought he was gone, and I walked out, and he is 1 foot away from me, and startled me when I stepped out the door and turned to me and said, "Did I scare you?" I said, "Yeah, you did." I have parents with young children that come to my business, and they report that they don't feel safe with these men standing outside my door. And I don't feel safe either. I don't have the training to offer help, guidance, counseling to these people. But I don't feel safe. My children don't feel safe going into my business. So for the safety of the downtown business owners, particularly those on Broadway, I just ask that you do something about it. And if it's not this ordinance, it needs to be something. I've never gotten a number to call, and that's why I have called the police.
Questions? Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Okay, last is Melissa. Melissa, I wanted LaRocca? LaRocca, okay. All right. And make sure the red light's on, it should be. And you've got 4 minutes.
Perfect.
Well, first, name, address.
Sure. My name is Melissa Larocco, spelled Larocco, and I'm in Ward 2. My address is 440 Deer Valley Lane in Findlay, Ohio, and that is precinct 2E. Okay. First of all, I just wanted to thank you all for the opportunity to speak tonight. I don't take it lightly, so I appreciate that. I also, before I begin, I want to thank Mrs. Sprague for speaking, because I hear her. We have a difference of opinion, but I do hear her, and I do think something needs to be done for the businesses. I just don't think this loitering ordinance is the way to do it. But I do feel for the business owners that may feel uncomfortable, such as her. And so I hear her and I respect her comments. I also want to thank all of you for serving on City Council. Leading is never easy. And so I thank you for that. And for caring about the community. I see a lot of you in the community doing things, caring for our citizens. So I know whatever decision you make, you'll make with your heart and you'll make with your head and your knowledge. So thank you. Again, I'm Missy Larocco. I've made Findlay my home for the last almost 20 years now. I chose to make it my home first after my legal career, after I graduated from law school, and I birthed both of my boys in Findlay, Ohio. I've raised them both. They're both 2 Findlay High Schooler students. So I call Findlay my home. I'm very proud of Findlay, particularly proud of the people, because the people are what make a community. And I think we have some really great ones, even if we don't always see eye to eye on all of our issues, including ordinances. So I have faith in Findlay and moving forward. I follow politics, in particular local politics, quite often. I believe they're the heart and soul of the community and of the people, and that me and my family interact with every day, and quite frankly, most influential in how our days are going to be changed from month to month and year to year. However, not until now did I feel a need to speak publicly at a city council meeting. And I guess it's because I see that the community is coming together. I see what Findlay for All and some other people have done, and the people are speaking, the people are trying to speak. And I know from my career in legal aid that most of the time when people are speaking, there's a ton of people that feel the same way that aren't speaking, maybe on both sides of the issue, but I do feel that there's people that feel strongly about this issue. As I mentioned, I'm a civil legal aid attorney, and so many of these people that might be affected by this loitering ordinance, they might have been my past clients, they might be my future clients, but I don't speak on behalf of legal aid today. We're a bipartisan organization, and I speak on my own behalf. The reason I do is that those individuals, more importantly than clients, potential clients, they're my neighbors, they're my brothers and sisters in Christ. And we're all just trying to live, work, and exist in Findlay. Some people are trying harder to live. They have mental health issues, they have addiction, so living's a little harder for them, whether they're in Findlay or some other community. Working is also harder for other people. Sometimes they're able to get a job. Sometimes they have a barrier to their resume, which avoids being able to get a job. But the one thing I think we can do as a community is make sure that no matter what, they can exist in Findlay, Ohio. And so therefore, I don't think this ordinance is good. This ordinance puts a barrier on some individuals just existing in Findlay, and quite frankly, I'm not okay with that. I think a lot of people aren't okay with that either. I see that the language has been changed and altered, and that's a good attempt, but it still doesn't accomplish what has been communicated as what is needed by this ordinance. Businesses feel unsafe. People have spoke about how they think there's people that are hanging out too long in front of their establishment, avoiding business, but this isn't really going to accomplish what you want to have done. A couple different reasons why I think that. One is City Findlay PD and the Sheriff's Department. I work very closely with a lot of the officers. Quite frankly, they do a really good job. They do keep us safe. I think Findlay, sorry. Okay.
I make a motion, give her another minute.
Aye.
Aye. 1 minute.
And while this may be seen as a tool to keep them to have more leverage or to allow those police officers to say, hey, move on, go to a different area, I see it simply puts a risk of having them to pick and choose who has legitimate reason for being somewhere. Quite frankly, I don't want to put our officers in that position, and I don't think they should have to be in that position. I think it makes more barriers, and quite frankly, it makes more barriers with citizens, with our police officers, which is the last thing that I think any of the communities right now need. And so for those reasons, along with the fact that I've learned that quite frankly, there is no black and white, we live and we breathe and we exist in the gray area, that this ordinance is really, really treacherous as far as discrimination, and I think pretty potentially unconstitutional if it is challenged too strongly, and I think it could very well be challenged. For these reasons, I think you should vote no. I know that the last council meeting, even Mayor Murnan said, hey, I brought this about to try to solve the problem. Maybe it needs to be set aside. I think you guys should go ahead and set this one aside. If the next council or somebody else finds it needing to come forward, they can always bring it back forward. Thank you.
Sorry, questions or comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Second.
Continues our public communications with this ordinance.
First and second.
Otherwise it just sits.
Okay, need a motion. Mr. Russell.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-134.
Second, Mr. Palmer. Discussion. Mr. Russell.
So the crowd knows, the motion to adopt in the positive is done simply so that a no vote, which is what everybody's been asking for, votes the legislation down. So don't read anything into my motion to approve. That was simply a a process. A question for Mr. Martin, and I know, Rob, I didn't prep you on this one, and so I'm hoping you can answer this. But a lot of the letters I've seen have made specific statements about any ordinance or anything should specifically state when police officers turn on their body cameras. And my understanding is, and I've responded that we have a policy on our body cameras, and I would think that our CALIA certification and processes ensure when that happens. Can you address simply the general body cam responsibilities for an officer in any situation at any time? Just to answer this question that I saw numerous times.
When an officer is out in the public and engaging, the policy states that the body cameras are in fact on. And if they're in sleep mode there's certain engagements, and what I mean by that is the taser and other devices that are pulled out, they're activated automatically. If they turn on their lights and sirens, their response alerts or lights and sirens in their vehicles, they automatically go on in the vehicle for the dash cams as well. But when they're out and about, they are by policy on, and if they're in sleep mode for whatever reason, there's actually a loop that they can actually go back and engage that information and activate it. So there is a loop on there that actually is a safeguard. So there's not something that could be missed if in fact it's in sleep mode.
Thank you.
Mr. DeArmond?
So to Chris, I really appreciate you stepping up in a leadership role in this thing, and I'm going to support your effort. I think this issue is better served by our faith community and our nonprofit community. But Amanda has very serious, real issues, and we need to see results. Now, I think we'll have a reprieve because of winter, but come spring, we need to see some results on that. So I'm going to vote in your favor. I'm going to vote this down, but we need to see results on this, please. Thank you.
Ms. Warnicki?
Okay, so I've heard everybody and listened to all the comments. Talked to Missy quite a bit about it as well. And I understand some of the no's, but I also disagree with a few things because I do agree with Amanda. I know someone's letter stated that, well, I don't hear anybody at the library complaining. But being a business owner myself, if someone's scared to come into your establishment, you're losing sales or customers or clients or what have you. The library doesn't get paid when somebody comes in there to get a book. If somebody doesn't come in, they just don't go in. The library probably doesn't even know they didn't want to go in. So to me, that's not the same thing. But I can picture, because I once was, someone with 2 little kids and a bag full of books, and you come up there and there's all these, excuse me, I'm a woman, but there's men and they're bigger than you. Normally that's kind of how it works. You've got 2 little kids to keep track of and the bag of books, and I'm like, well, I guess we don't need to go to the library today. I can easily see myself saying that. And when this was first brought up to us, I don't think it was stated that we're worried about a group of homeless people. It was just a group of people. So that was kind of an assumption that was who we were trying to not have loiter. My husband and I were up on Secor in Toledo, and I just found it interesting that there was a sign across the street said no loitering or trespassing. I went in the post office the other day, and there's a sign in there, which I found just because it's popping up to me, no loitering on USPS property. So obviously this is an issue. It's something sometimes if you just get a big group of people together, sometimes that's not a safe thing. Somebody gets irritated about something, and things can happen in a group. I also, just because, hey, I'm only going to be on here 2 more times, so I might as well have my say. I've heard from several people that we're a lame duck council, and I really don't appreciate that. Because it talks about, we don't need to get votes from somebody, or we don't need to get money from somebody. I never got money from anybody, so not worried about that. Wouldn't be worried about it if I was running again. And I didn't run to satisfy someone. I ran because if people wanted to vote for me, then they accept my opinion, because that's what they said they would do. They must have thought my opinion would be okay. And I was elected 2 years ago to give my opinion on anything that happens in this 2 years. Not to say, it's at the end, so doesn't matter what I think. So I really disagree with that. Just want to state that. I also disagree that it invites abuse, which has been said a couple times. I know it could, but I guess I don't see our police staff that way. That's not the first thing that comes to my mind. So kind of disagree with that, just in principle. And I've talked to enough people that I'm pretty sure this is going to get the no that you want. But to let Amanda know that she was heard, and because I share some of the same, I think people should feel safe to go to her place and the library and the post office and the public places. I'm going to vote yes, just as a I heard you. That's it.
Ms. Frischie.
So I was elected to vote for my constituents on what they want. I will be a no tonight because that's what I was elected to do, and I agree with you all. But I think we all hear Amanda, and whenever anybody has a concern or a safety issue, whoever it is, we want to address it. I think we need to give you some solutions of try to improving your safety. And I would ask the mayor, one, can we, if it's in the morning you're having a problem, can we have an officer cruising the area, making a couple loops? It's not going to hurt us to do that. Can we put the boom in if at certain times of the season? Because we know that when people see the boom, their behavior, they sit up taller, they're a little more well behaved, and maybe it would deter that area for you. Those are the two things. Then it comes back to, for me, we work with our nonprofits and find some better solutions to keep them from anybody loitering, homeless, mental illness, being off of the streets and getting services they need. Sometimes people don't want that and we can't force it. But if there's illegal activity, I fully support our officers addressing illegal activity with the ordinances we have in place. But I think we have a few tools, Mayor, that we can support Amanda's concerns on Broadway and those going to the library in different ways. And I think just having an officer, but report it. We need records when there's anybody, not just you, Amanda, anybody having a problem, report it. We need that record. But if we can do that, but I am a no for that loitering ordinance.
Mayor.
I'd just like to state that we've already done all of those things for the last 7 years that I've been in office, and that's one of the challenges with this specific situation is that there is not any action we can take that has helped with the solution. We already have officers patrol the area. We've also had, when we've seen an uptick, we've worked with the city mission staff to walk downtown and get folks to move along. So I appreciate, we will continue to work. We've made good projects. I would tell you that this isn't like, oh, this will be the easy solution. Let's just pass this on, then I can tell everybody to move. So we don't need to get into back and forth tonight.
Do you get improvement with that in the area when we are? Does it change the atmosphere? Does it do anything for you? Did we see improvement when we did do it?
No, unfortunately, I would say that we saw them camping out more to try to intimidate her. So that's, again, part of the issue. So, and it is, Amanda was the one that brought it forward specifically because of the kids, but this is not the only one that we have struggles with. So we will continue to work together and work with our nonprofits and work with these folks. There has been good progress. There is still more to do. This is not a unique to Findlay challenge, right? This is a complex challenge. If it was easy, then everybody would have solved it already, and we'd live in the Truman Show, or something like that. But so we'll continue to work on it. But please know that I didn't bring this forward because this was the easy fix. This is one of the tools that was a potential option to assist us in the challenge. So just.
All those in favor of the ordinance say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Niemeyer,
Nay.
Mr. Palmer,
Nay.
Mr. Russell,
Nay.
Ms. Warnicki,
Aye.
Mr. Wobser,
Nay.
Mr. DeArmond.
Nay.
I'm sorry, nay.
Nay.
Ms. Frischie,
Nay.
Mr. Greeno,
Nay.
and Mr. Hellman.
Nay.
The ordinance is not adopted. Now, I think everybody in here understands, everybody had a say in this matter. I think everybody agrees it is a problem. Coming in here and talking to council and the mayor is maybe your solution, but it's not the solution. Do you understand that? So Amanda, I challenge everybody in here. I'm sorry, can I finish?
No.
Amanda, I challenge everybody in here to maybe drive by Broadway and help her. We are a community, right? And we help each other and
Forgot my sign.
you know, okay? So at that, if you're here for this ordinance only and you want to leave, I'm going to give you a couple minutes. If not, we got some more business to go.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Why do we ask people to leave? We should have them stay engaged with council meetings.
So you bore them to death?
Yeah.
Suffer.
Hey, Holly, what's the boom?
The boom is a camera that we put out for cruise night. We put it over at. It's on a boom.
Oh. Okay.
But people don't see
I don't know
it.
that.
Who would know it was there?
I don't. Gonna boom.
A boom. I guess you guys don't know what's happening.
I've never heard it called a boom.
What do you call it?
Camera.
It's the lip.
Christ.
Oh, my God.
That's what it's another called booms.
Go ahead.
I made it up.
I was down there
Holly
early,
vocabulary.
It's in my ward.
Not really.
There's a church, right? Some meeting, they're at the church.
Okay. All right. Next.
Third reading for ordinance number 2025-145, and ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept permanent ownership of the properties on the attached exhibits from the Hancock County Board of County Commissioners as part of the continued flood mitigation efforts and declaring an emergency.
Mr. DeArmond.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-145.
Second, Mr. Palmer. Discussion. Mr. Stashak.
Just for the record, can someone explain the due diligence that was done to make sure that we're not taking them on prior to environmental cleanup and that we know phase ones and phase twos were done for each and every one of them?
We don't
Mayor.
we do not necessarily have phase ones and twos on all of them. The majority of them, however, were residential properties that have been recently inhabited. There's no significant environmental concerns. I would note here there is one property that was included on the exhibit that will not be included in the transfer shirt if it moves forward. The commissioners, that was errantly included on the list, so that will be removed. But this just authorizes me to accept them, doesn't necessarily mean I have to. So we will work through just on the back end to update them.
Mr. Stashak.
To my point, and I appreciate that comment, but to my point particularly with the group south of the river and east of, it would be, I think, Blanchard, that area there. That was a highly industrialized, well-used area by the city in 1800s. No environmental laws. Also, part of that area that may include, as a matter of fact, we were having a discussion earlier with someone in the audience where one of the city cemeteries originally was located. So let's be sure that we're doing and getting the properties properly checked before we take them on. That would be my advice to you as your fiscal officer.
Mayor.
I would just briefly reiterate that, look, as a governmental entity, we do have a level of protections. We're not going to be forced to take any further action to clean these up at this point in time. This would allow us to take action to clean them up through brownfield remediations, different programs that are out there if we so choose in the future.
Okay, Mr. Stashak.
That again begs the question, then we know they're clean or we don't know. The inference is we don't know. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying if you're going to do it, dot the I's, cross the T's, have the phase ones, and where the phase ones recommend it, have the phase twos. This seems a little premature and a little bit rushed, a little bit pushed based on the mayor's comments. That's my opinion. Again, as your fiscal officer, what is the harm in waiting, spending a little money if it hasn't been done, getting the phase ones and making sure we've dotted those I's and crossed those T's?
All those in favor of the ordinance say aye after your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Russell?
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki?
Aye.
Mr. Wobser?
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond?
Aye.
Ms. Frishy?
Aye.
Mr. Greeno?
Aye.
Mr. Hellman?
Aye.
And Mr. Niemeyer.
The ordinance is adopted.
It was a May I ask for clarity?
Yeah.
Mr. Niemeyer, was that nay or yay?
Nay.
It was a nay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Third reading for ordinance number 2025-146, and ordinance appropriating funds and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Wobser,
Make a motion to approve.
second Mr. Greeno, discussion. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye. If your name is called, those opposed nay.
Mr. Russell,
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
And Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
The ordinance is adopted.
Third reading for ordinance number 2025-147, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Findlay, Ohio to enter into a real estate purchase agreement with the Blanchard Valley Port Authority, as well as RJT Properties LLC, for the sale of city-owned real estate not needed for any municipal purpose located at 428 West Main Cross Street.
Mr. Hellman,
Move for approval of ordinance 2025-147.
second Ms. Warnicki, discussion. All those in, Ms. Frishy.
So I have had a lot of input and comment on this property with regards to one, it's a solid structure, it's prime real estate. Nobody is against Dietz's gaining ownership of the property, but the majority of the people in the community that I have talked to that have reached out feel that it needs to go at public auction. I have had questions regarding the contract, which when this went through committee, the committee did not receive the contract for either property to review to have full understanding of details. I think the government has a responsibility to follow public auction process. There is a time and a place to use the Port Authority, and this is not one of those situations. We should not be choosing winners and losers when it comes to sale of a property. I will be no, and it specifically is we haven't even seen the contracts.
Mr. Russell.
There are folks that say that government should be run like a business, and I don't agree, because the goal of government is not profit. The sale of these two properties are a perfect case, and we're, as the mayor stated, we're not trying to sell them to get top dollar. We're trying to sell them to advance the interests of the community. We don't have need for these properties, either of these two properties, but in the case of this Dietz Brothers property, they have a specific need and a desire to expand and enhance that lot. What they decide to do with the building after it's purchased is totally up to them. But Ohio Revised Code creates the Port Authority, and it is a tool that has worked well for this. Once it's another tool that's worked well for this community. Remember that what is now Marathon Center for Performing Arts was a school sold by the school district using the Port Authority in order to, I think for $1, in order for the Performing Arts Center to be created. I don't remember hearing the argument that the school should have, you talk about prime property on Main Cross in the heart of downtown, but I don't remember hearing the argument that that property somehow should have been sold at the absolute highest dollar to the best bidder. Same thing goes for Lincoln School, which I think was sold for $700,000 using the Port Authority. And I think the one thing on this, if Dietz Brothers has a desire to expand their business but can't do it at their current location, then they have a choice to make. And I want them to be able to expand their business and continue to be a Findlay landmark business, and we can help that process along by selling this property to them. If Dietz Brothers, in an alternate universe, if Dietz Brothers wouldn't be able to expand and decided to set up shop in Ottawa or Fremont or Fostoria, but the city of Findlay sold it for $350,000 versus what I think it's $300,000 now. think the community would have the right to run all of city council out on a rail who when given the opportunity to help an institution like Dietz Brothers, didn't take it for a mere 50,000 or whatever it is. I think this is, and of all the citizens that have talked to me on this is, I have not heard anyone say nay on the sale in support of Dietz Brothers. And to say that I support Dietz Brothers, but I don't support this is really it's just a weak way of saying I don't support Dietz Brothers. So I hear that a lot,
Excuse me.
that's really what it is. That's the logical that's a logical conclusion of that line of reasoning. I am in full support of this ordinance.
Ms. Frishy.
You are completely out of line. So I'm going to try to address your statements. One, although the Port Authority is a legal entity that can be started, and the references that you gave were not city-owned property, so that has no bearing on this discussion. Number two, the Port Authority and using that tool in economic development's toolbox has been abused way too long. Number three, we are a government entity. I am not trying to say we need to run it like a business to get the biggest profit. We have a responsibility as city council and government and elected officials to have full transparency to every taxpayer in this town. And how dare you say that I do not support Dietz's? I would appreciate you to retract that silly statement, because the fact that I am able to separate my emotion to conduct business for this community and every citizen that lives here, to follow a process of public auction is what you're supposed to do. And maybe Dietz's would get it cheaper. Maybe they wouldn't. But we sure are bending over backwards for these two properties to eliminate the process of a fair public auction for this community. And any longtime business or new business or longtime resident who wants to invest in our downtown, if they have the money, they should have the opportunity.
Ms. Warnicki.
Just quickly. Yes, there are processes, but someone also obviously came up with the process that you can also use, the Blanchard Valley Port Authority. I think
She has the floor.
and to me, I was totally for this when the mayor first mentioned it, because it's a known company. Never heard any complaints. And to me, I came to Findlay when I came to college, so I've been here for 45 years or so. Findlay's Marathon, Whirlpool, what used to be Cooper, maybe Ball, University, Dietz's. I mean, Dietz's is Findlay. You can meet people like when you go on vacation. Oh, yeah, I get chocolate pretzels mailed to me from there. So, yes, we went outside that we're not just going to auction it off to anybody because we're supporting what, at least to me, is like, I'm totally willing to help them. I'd probably put money towards it. I mean, that's how plus I am on this one. It's not like you could maybe hear like if government really overstepped and it was like nepotism. And Rob, I'm going to pick on you for a minute just because you're sitting there. Like if your nephew wanted to buy that building, and we were doing it because of, I would be totally against that. But, so I'm going to say it the opposite way. It's Dietz's. So yes, I'm for it.
Mr. Neymar.
I'd like to move on. If we all had 10 minutes here putting our own opinion in, we'd be here another hour and a half.
Thank you. Are you calling the question?
Oh, whatever I have to do.
Make a motion. Well, you've been doing this long enough. You should know what you have to do. You need to make
Okay,
a
I'll call the
motion to call the
question.
question.
I'll second that.
Second. The question has been called. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. So all those in favor of this ordinance say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Ms. Warnicki?
Aye.
Mr. Wolpser?
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond?
Aye.
Ms. Frishy?
Nay.
Mr. Greeno?
Aye.
Mr. Hellman?
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer?
Nay.
Mr. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Russell?
Aye.
Two nay.
The ordinance is adopted.
Third reading for ordinance number 2025-148, an ordinance amending section 931.02 of the codified ordinances of the city of Findlay, Ohio by repealing section 931.02 and enacting amended section 931.02 of the codified ordinances of the city of Findlay, Ohio, thus repealing ordinance number 2008-087 and all ordinances and or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith.
Mr. Greeno.
Move for adoption of ordinance number 2025-148.
Second, Mr. DeArmond. Discussion. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye. If your name is called, those opposed, nay.
Mr. Wobser?
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond?
Aye.
Ms. Frischie?
Aye.
Mr. Greeno?
Aye.
Mr. Hellman?
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer?
Aye.
Mr. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Russell?
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki?
Aye.
Ordinance is adopted.
Third reading for ordinance number 2025-149, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Findlay, Ohio to enter into a real estate purchase agreement with the Blanchard Valley Port Authority for the sale of city-owned real estate not needed for any municipal purpose located at 401 North Main Street.
Mr. Hellman.
Move for approval of ordinance 2025-149.
Second, Mr. DeArmond. Discussion. Ms. Frischie.
Rob Feitner, we haven't seen this contract. Who is the buyer of this property for the record? And any additional details pertinent to it, since we are looking at using the fire union, which are city employees.
I don't know the full formal name of the fire union here and their numbers, although I can find it, but it is our local fire union. And
It's local 381.
And they have the financing and everything in place, because I've heard that possibly they don't have the funding. Do you know
I'm
that the
told
funding
that
is-
I don't know how unions work, but I'm told that they have the financing, but certainly if they didn't, then they're not going to get it.
And is there a contractor, because I'm also understanding that one of our developers to the south of them will be doing the renovations of putting in apartments and offices in there?
I can't answer to that.
That's not true.
That's not true?
What they've done, if
The mayor said that there was.
I'll just clarify my statement. So at the committee meeting, I stated, folks had said, well, lots of developers would be interested in this building. And what I said is, the developers that had reached out to us that were interested in the building, when we told them, hey, yes, this is a building that has a lot of opportunity, but the fire union is actually interested in doing this, they said, oh, no, they should have it. And if they want to do something with us, we're happy to work with them. So please know that that was the conversation. And I would also state that as we shared in the committee meeting, it's the union with a reverter clause, so it could not be transferred to another entity. If they were to try to sell it for any reason, the union decides in a couple years, no, this is too big of a headache, it would come back to the city.
But they can rent and lease it?
They would be the owners of the property, and they would be able to potentially lease portions of it for events, or if they had a space, just as any other entity that owns it would have the ability to do.
Mr. Station.
Thank you. Again, as your fiscal officer, I feel obligated to make a couple comments. It concerns me in terms of how the process was approached here from council's perspective. I think Councilwoman Frischie makes a great point. You haven't seen the contract. You haven't seen the verbiage of whatever this reverter clause is Mayor's talking about. You haven't seen an affirmation of the value. You've had comments, which amounts to politics. You haven't seen anything on paper that would create a full package for you to review on behalf of your constituents. It's concerned me in the past, and it will always concern me in the future when this council makes a decision without seeing the package details in writing, completed, sitting in front of you, wholly in the proper form that you want it approved or you think you are approving it. That's my main comment, but I'm going to follow up with one last question. Where is the opinion from the Ethics Commission that, with this being city employees, that this is valid, legal, and allowed? And not only that, if it is just going to the union, we're going to get it back when they're done with it, why don't we just lease it to them? What are we doing? Food for thought. Do what you want to do.
All those in favor of the ordinance say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. DeArmond?
Aye.
Ms. Frischie?
Nay.
Mr. Greeno?
Nay.
Mr. Hellman,
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer,
Nay.
Mr. Palmer,
Aye.
Mr. Russell,
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki,
Aye.
Mr. Wobser,
Nay.
4 nay.
5-4. The ordinance is adopted.
No, 4 nay. We have one.
So they have to have 6. That's not a majority, they gotta have 6. I'm sorry? We do not have a majority because Mr. Bauman's not here. So at this point in time, that is not approved.
So does it become defeated? You gotta have 6. Postpone, what?
Okay, move on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, let's
What happened there?
It didn't pass. You
Did
have to
not
have a
pass.
majority, which would be 6.
Majority of 5 to 4 is a majority.
It's not a majority who's
Majority of
sitting in
council.
this room. It's a majority of council. You have somebody absent. Your numbers are 5 to 4. You don't have that 6 in favor.
Yeah. So
As a-
it takes 6.
As a person who voted with the majority, I make a motion that this ordinance be postponed for consideration. Or can I do that? Or Rob, could I just bring this up for discussion at the next meeting?
It needs to be new legislation. We
Let
voted.
Mr. Feigner speak, please.
The only thing I know that you could do is that a person who voted in favor of it, and I think this is also written in the rules of council, a person who voted in favor for it could make a motion to reconsider their vote. I don't think that gets you to where you might want to head on this. This has been called, it's been voted on.
So
and
can I
unless
do
it's
that?
brought back up another day,
I can do that at the next meeting. I can ask for reconsideration of this ordinance because I voted in the with the majority.
if you wanted to change your vote to no.
I don't believe that's what our rules say. It says I can ask for reconsideration, and I believe Robert's rules gives me that right.
Well, if you have your own written rule on it. So it would be, according to council rules, any member who was absent or voted with the prevailing side may move for reconsideration of any action of council. Such a motion for reconsideration shall be made not later than the next regular meeting after the action to which it relates was taken. A motion for reconsideration, if that would happen at the next meeting, would require a majority vote in order to prevail.
Was
And-
the nays.
For everybody here, the crowd or the public and council people, that's on page 11 of 19 of our rules.
So what if somebody's not here at the next meeting? They're not re-voting, it's just Brian gets to vote even though he didn't show up?
Any member who was absent or voted with the prevailing side is what your rules say.
All
Just
right,
to-
we'll address that if and when that happens. Okay, Mayor.
Just, so to request, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask for this. Is there specific reasons? Are there things that we can do to provide more information for the next meeting that, to help with the vote?
The vote happened, I don't understand.
Yeah, but if it's going to be reconsidered, I'd like to understand the reasons for the no votes. If they're just against it, that's fine, then I don't need to put it. But if there's certain things that can be provided to have the conversation. Yeah, I have the appraisals. I told anyone at the last meeting, if you wanted a copy of the survey, I'd send it to you, and nobody asked for it. So just,
All right, thank you. Okay, next.
Can I?
No, we're done. Move on.
Can I just, she asked for a question. I think the auditor had a fair question on, we should be getting that legal opinion, if that's doable. Can you get that before the next meeting, Rob?
An ethics opinion?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't even know how to go about that. I don't know if to call down to Columbus and see how they handle something like that. I know that they do take questions when there's concerns over whether a council person qualifies to be on council or their residency or those sort of things. That might be a big task, and it's not probably going to get done in 2 weeks if someone from Columbus is going to get involved.
Well, I raised that question before to you, so if that would be something that I think is worth council knowing before they vote. Well, at least Brian knows before he votes.
I'm just not aware of that a union would not have the right to own property, as the Fraternal Order of Police own their building out on Bright Road or off of Bright Road there.
My question was city property and using the Port Authority and avoiding public auction is what I had said to you a few weeks ago.
We'll follow up and get that opinion, and as previously stated, if anybody wants the appraisal, I'm happy to send that. And as we discussed, we can have an executive session to review the terms of the agreement. It's standard property sale agreement with reverter clauses and the sale prices as mentioned. So there's all the other stuff is standard purchase sale agreement. The only difference is that it goes to the Port Authority, and then the Port Authority is technically the transferring entity to the purchaser.
Mr. Feigner.
I think the mayor said what I wanted to be heard, but the seller to the union in this matter is going to be the Port Authority under their mission statements, their rules, the Ohio Revised Code, not the city.
All right, next.
Third reading for ordinance number 2025-150. An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Findlay, Ohio to execute the City of Findlay Downtown Recreation Area Instrument of Transfer for Spend Down Designated Fund in order to utilize funds for the downtown recreation area and declaring an emergency.
Ms. Warnicki.
Move for approval of ordinance 2025-150.
Second, Mr. Palmer. Discussion. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye. If your name is called, those opposed, nay.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
And Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ordinance is adopted.
Third reading for ordinance number 2025-151, an ordinance repealing sections 1301.01, 1301.03A, 1301.05, 1301.07C, and 1301.09F of the Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Findlay, Ohio, thus repealing all ordinances and/or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith.
Mr. Palmer.
Move for adoption of ordinance number 2025-151.
Second, Mr. Hellman. Discussion. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye. If your name is called, those opposed, nay.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
And Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
The ordinance is adopted.
Second reading for ordinance number 2025-154. An ordinance establishing clear, consistent, and fair regulations for the keeping of farm animals in the city.
So Randy Otterman's here to speak to this. Randy, couple things. Just want everybody to know this is only the second reading of this, that the third reading will be at the next meeting, so any discussion tonight doesn't have anything to do with the vote, right? It's just your opinion to council tonight, all right?
Good evening. Randy Odermatt, 4th Ward, 724 6th Street. I do understand that this is the second reading, and there's a couple of reasons why I decided to speak on it tonight. One was I think there's a little bit of a tie-in with what you just voted against a few minutes ago. I'm here to speak on the farm animal ordinance that you're going to vote on in 2 weeks. Just to make it clear, I don't own any farm animals. I don't intend to own any farm animals. I'm opposed to this on a principle that I'll get to here in a little bit. I also think that the reason why I decided to speak on it tonight, we've gotten a lot of people involved in the loitering issue, and this is just kind of sneaking along behind it. If you remember back when this was in committee, it wasn't even an ordinance yet. We had packed house on this issue. So I would urge those people who were opposed to it at that time to make sure you show up in 2 weeks when it gets read for the third time. I think there's some areas of concern on this that are still too restrictive. And as I said at the last meeting, I think that this is another issue that should not be decided by this council. It should be voted no on and decided at a later time. I had thought this was going to come in before the the other ordinance, so I had a reference to that. But I think the tie-in with that issue is that both of them have a common theme. Council trying to infringe on people's rights. You see a backlash on that. This is particularly true of property rights. I've heard comments in the past that the same handful of people show up to complain, and perhaps now you can see that this time that is not the case. I don't believe that a majority of people in this city would support either this or the loitering issue. I also heard a council person make a comment a while back that they felt there should not be any farm animals within the city limits. That was kind of disturbing to me. At the end of tonight, you were going to decide, I'm sorry, you already decided on that issue. I believe in my heart that you did the right thing and voted that down. I would ask you in 2 weeks to do the same thing on this issue. I know you're trying to do what's best for the city. I'm not sure how many people complained about this. I don't see an issue with farm animals. If you have complaints, try to work that out on an individual basis. Let it go for now, and let a fresh group revisit this next year if it's necessary. Thank you. Yep.
Second reading for ordinance number 2025-162 as amended. An ordinance amending Chapter 1100 et sec of the codified ordinances of the City of Findlay, Ohio, known as the zoning code, by rezoning the following described property referred to as 300 West Front Street rezone, which previously was zoned R3 small lot residential to C3 downtown commercial. First reading for ordinance number 2025-163. An ordinance authorizing the law director to petition the Board of County Commissioners for a change in Liberty Township lines in order to make them identical with the limits of the City of Findlay as a result of the completed Greenbrier Holdings Ltd. And Mauer Rentals LLC South Main Street annexation approved by City Ordinance 2025-90 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Russell.
Per request of the law director, I move that council statutory rules be suspended and this ordinance be given its second and third reading.
Second, Mr. Palmer. All those in favor of suspension of the rules say aye after your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Nay.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Rules of council have been suspended, and the clerk will give this ordinance its second and third reading.
Ordinance number 2025-163. Ordinance number 2025-163.
Mr. DeArmond.
Make a motion to adopt 2025-163.
Second, Mr. Palmer. Discussion. Ms. Frishy.
Rob, can you tell me why you needed it suspended? I thought we always had to do 3 readings when we're annexing.
All that's done. This is just giving me the permission pursuant to Ohio Revised Code to petition the county commissioners to go ahead and
This is just that
cross
first
all the
step.
T's and dot all the I. It really is, again, a silly
That's just-
set of
sorry.
steps that are
Yep.
repetitive, yeah.
Thank you.
All those in favor of the ordinance say aye after your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
And Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Ordinance is adopted.
First reading for ordinance number 2025-164. An ordinance authorizing the law director to petition the Board of County Commissioners for a change in Liberty Township lines in order to make them identical with the limits of the City of Findlay as a result of the completed Northtown Condominium Villas annexation approved by City Ordinance 2025-88 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Russell.
At request of the law director, I move that council statutory rules be suspended and this ordinance be given its second and third reading.
Second, Ms. Warnicki. All those in favor of the suspension of the rules say aye after your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
And Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Rules of council have been suspended, and the clerk will give this ordinance its second and third reading.
Ordinance number 2025-164. Ordinance number 2025-164.
Mr. Wobser.
Make motion to approve.
Second, Mr. Greeno. Discussion. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Russell?
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki?
Aye.
Mr. Wobser?
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond?
Aye.
Ms. Frishy?
Aye.
Mr. Greeno?
Aye.
Mr. Hellman?
Aye.
And Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
The ordinance is adopted.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, thank you,
I didn't get to vote.
Mr. Palmer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
I think you said hi.
Sorry. I apologize.
We got you.
First reading for ordinance number 2025-165, an ordinance authorizing the law director to petition the Board of County Commissioners for a change in Allen Township lines in order to make them identical with the limits of the city of Findlay as a result of the completed Keller-Seifert LLC annexation approved by City Ordinance number 2025-112 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Russell.
At the request of the law director, I move that council statutory rules be suspended and this ordinance be given its second and third readings.
Second, Mr. Greeno. All those in favor of suspension of the rules say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Ms. Warnicki?
Aye.
Mr. Wobser?
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond?
Aye.
Ms. Frishy?
Aye.
Mr. Greeno?
Aye.
Mr. Hellman?
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
And Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Rules of council have been suspended, and the clerk will give this ordinance its second and third reading.
Ordinance number 2025-165. Ordinance number 2025-165.
Mr. Wobser.
Motion to approve.
Second, Mr. Palmer. Discussion. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
And Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Ordinance is adopted.
First reading for ordinance number 2025-166. An ordinance authorizing the mayor, service safety director, and/or city engineer of the city of Findlay, Ohio, to apply for, execute, and enter into grant agreements with the Federal Aviation Administration and the Ohio Department of Transportation Office of Aviation in order to receive funds to be utilized for the design phase of the runway 1836 lighting rehabilitation project to be funded in 2026 at the City of Findlay Airport, repealing previously adopted ordinance number 2025-142 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Hellman.
Yeah, Mr. Powell or Mr. Martin, is there any merit in expediting this in order to get the grant applications started in as quickly as possible?
Yes, pretty much you guys already approved. Previously, it was a 95.5, but now it's going to be 95 FAA and 5% ODOT. So we sent in pre-application already for it, and they were saying, hey, the funding splits have changed in our favor, and we wanted to clean up the language so that way when we actually submit the grant application, it's correct. I would say it's already been discussed. It's already been approved once. This is just adjusting the language for the splits.
Should we let this ride for three ordinances or three readings?
No, I would say if we can have that ordinance, because we already had the pre-application and we're ready to go, that way we can fully submit the pre-application.
I got it.
Mr. Hellman.
I guess I would make a motion that I guess we'll do them one at a time. Ordinance 2020, suspend the rules, take ordinance 2025-166 and give it its second and third reading.
Second, Mr. Palmer. All those in favor of suspension of the rules say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
And Mr. Wobser.
Rules of council been suspended, and the clerk will give this ordinance its second and third reading.
Ordinance number 2025-166. Ordinance number 2025-166.
Mr. DeArmond.
Make a motion to adopt 2025-166.
Second, Mr. Palmer. Discussion. All those in favor of this ordinance say aye after your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ordinance is adopted.
First reading for ordinance number 2025-167. An ordinance authorizing the mayor, service safety director, and/or city engineer of the city of Findlay, Ohio, to apply for, execute, and enter into grant agreements with the Federal Aviation Administration and the Ohio Department of Transportation Office of Aviation in order to receive funds to be utilized for the construction phase of runway 1836 lighting rehabilitation project to be funded in 2026 at the City of Findlay Airport, repealing previously adopted ordinance number 2025-143 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Wobser.
Make a motion to suspend council's rules and give ordinance 2025-167 its second and third reading.
Second, Mr. Hellman. All those in favor of suspension of the rules say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Greeno. Aye. Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
And Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Rules of council have been suspended, and the clerk will give this ordinance its second and third reading.
Ordinance number 2025-167. Ordinance number 2025-167.
Mr. Palmer,
Move to adopt ordinance number 2025-167.
second Mr. Greeno. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. Ballman. Oh, sorry, Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
The ordinance is adopted.
First reading for ordinance number 2025-168, an ordinance appropriating and transferring funds and declaring an emergency. First reading for ordinance number 2025-169, an ordinance appropriating and transferring funds and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Russell,
Jeremy, I know you stated that this could wait 2 weeks, but if this thing is totaled, how much is this affecting the ability to actually do the work and get to where you need to be?
So when we're going out with job sites right now, like the office, so our project managers, myself, we have to go out on jobs. We're borrowing vehicles from police department. If anyone's going out there or anything, just right now we're making do trying to go out. I mean, we don't go out as much as what we used to, but if we have to go out on a job, we got to try to schedule a vehicle around for it. So it's manageable, yes, but it's still one of those that if we need to go out on a project immediately, you got to try to schedule a car, and no one wants me. I don't want them taking personal cars out there. So it can get difficult at times.
okay. Mr. Russell,
So from a ability to for the departments to do their job, you're squeaking by. But if we would suspend and if we suspend tonight, how soon is this vehicle going to be in the fleet? And
So they're moving the vehicle up, and it's going to be in Findlay tomorrow. It was at their Lima dealership. So Ford is moving it up to Findlay tomorrow. So as soon as the money is appropriated in and we can get all the paperwork, purchase order and stuff, I can get it this week.
Mr. Webster,
Jeremy, do we need any special equipment on this, or is it we take
So
it as
the
is?
price includes the lights and all that kind of stuff with it.
So
So
you're gonna-
that's the full package. We got quotes for all that kind of stuff. So that's everything.
So you're gonna have to take and get so it's gonna take a week or so to get the lights.
Well,
and stuff
we'll
put
be
on.
able to use it because it will have the hazard and stuff on it. But we'll be able to use it in the meantime, and then we're going to have our street guys put on the headache rack and lights for that.
Mr. Russell,
move that council statutory rules be suspended and this ordinance be given its second and third reading.
second Mr. Palmer. All those in favor that council suspend the rules and give this ordinance its second and third reading, say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Rules of council have been suspended, and the clerk will give this its second and third reading.
Ordinance number 2025-169. Ordinance number 2025-169.
Mr. Palmer,
Move to adopt ordinance number 2025-169.
second Mr. Hellman. Discussion. All those in favor of the ordinance say aye if your name is called. Those opposed, nay.
Mr. Palmer.
Aye.
Mr. Russell.
Aye.
Ms. Warnicki.
Aye.
Mr. Wobser.
Aye.
Mr. DeArmond.
Aye.
Ms. Frishy.
Aye.
Mr. Greeno.
Aye.
Mr. Hellman.
Aye.
And Mr. Niemeyer.
Aye.
Ordinance is adopted. Unfinished business. Mr. Stashek. Old business? Same.
Thank you. I just want to clarify based on one of the last comments made. I have to deal with the financial aspects of the ethics law regularly as part of the job. The ethics law, I am not an ethics attorney, so I'm going to qualify it, but the ethics law is clear when I'm dealing with it that if a city employee is going to benefit financially, they have to be the only provider of the service that they are benefiting from. Clearly, if we auctioned the property on North Main Street, there would be at least other people show interest in bidding on that property. That's clear. Also, there are rules regarding folks who are here now that won't be here later benefiting from a transaction that happened while they were leaving. So if someone would be involved, or highly involved in the union, and they're leaving and they're going to benefit, that's called you can't feather nests under ethics laws. I'm not saying any of that is going on. What I'm saying is the ethics issue is a serious issue. It needs addressed before you pass that ordinance, in my opinion, because they are city employees and we need to be held to a higher standard. And certainly there are going to be other parties who would be interested in that building.
Other old business, Ms. Frischie?
Back at the beginning of the council meeting, Mr. Baumann was not here, and before the meeting started, there was a little bit of conversation amongst some council members, and when the option came to excuse him, it was radio silent. Several months ago, I brought this up, that when a council member is not at council, it is our understanding that they cannot get paid unless they are excused. And no council member wanted to address it then, but somehow we're focused on Brian. And I think, Grant, since you're going to try to get a reconsideration to get one more vote, maybe you better get him some Dietz's pretzels.
It's addressed in our council rules. There old business, new business, Mayor?
Yeah, just a couple of quick items. First, I want to give a shout out to all the city employees that were working, especially on Thanksgiving. It's always hard to miss a holiday with family, and so really grateful for those who make that sacrifice and serve our community. Additionally, to our public works team and water distribution and all the other folks that were out plowing and salting and preparing and monitoring the weather and getting up early and going to bed late to keep us all safe. Just want to give them a huge shout out. Our roads are always top notch, which I really appreciate. They do a great job, and there is a science to it. If you ever, pretty cool to understand how they monitor it. But anyways, so just want to give them a shout out. Additionally, water line breaks still happen. Main breaks happen when it's really cold temperatures, and so I want to give that water distribution and maintenance team shout out for being out working the cold elements in water, which I'm sure is especially not fun. Just a couple of other things. I did want to just draw your attention. I know it was in the packet, but for the public, the Blanchard River Watershed Partnership, which does a lot of good work in our community, they held their annual meeting a couple of weeks ago. And they had a great presentation from the native Toledo Wilds director, and talking about native plants and lots of sorts of things. So I will be sending that out to you guys just so you have it. It's cool. And we'll probably add it to our website if he'll allow that. It's just really good content. Additionally, your budget books, if you go to the way back past the lavender piece of paper, that is where the budget summary sheets are at. For those who are joining council, that's a great place to start because it gives you the overview of each department and some of the background. That's what we will use in the budget hearing. Additionally, we'll be releasing the budget in brief document, hopefully here in the next couple of days. So as we're preparing for that, please give that a look, come prepared. And if you have any significant questions or want to walk through anything before the budget hearings, that is a pretty rapid pace meeting, but always want to make sure folks have their questions answered on that. I think that those were my only items. Thanks again. Appreciate everybody's good work.
So before we go, I got two things. Mr. Stashak, I will call on you. I see you. First off, our last meeting of the year, I want a show of hands who's not going to be there. In other words, we all need to be there. It's very important. There's a lot of business that needs to be taken care of before December 31st. Second, I want to make a comment about Brian. He did contact me. He did contact Denise. And I've been on this council for over a decade, and that's the very first time that any council member was not excused for a number of different reasons that didn't pass the smell test like it did tonight. So that's, shame on you. All right. So, Mr. Stashak.
Real quick, also, I wanted to tell you, I really want to let you know, my staff, I really appreciate the work they put into the budget book this time. We had to do a large number, 40 books ended up being done this year, but the work that went into it this year took a lot of extra time. There was a lot of extra pressure, particularly on Deputy Auditor Ginger Sampson and a couple of the other members who helped me with putting the information together. And then I do a lot of the in-between pages between the big reports, but they really deserve full credit for all that effort that they put in.
Mr. Wobser.
I just want to clarify, budget meeting starts at 4 o'clock Tuesday. That was a change from our original 5 o'clock.
I
I
so there
understand.
was lots of changes back when there was the confusion with the other finance or appropriations committee meeting, but no, 4 o'clock, that's what we've done the last couple of years. So it
Okay.
is at 4, that is the plan. In the budget book is the time frame. And if that is a significant issue for folks coming in, please let me know. Obviously, yes, we'll do it down here. Similar format to what we've done the last couple of years with folks sitting up here and presenting, and we'll have slides up and walk through the different departments.
Any other business? If that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Palmer, second Mr. Niemeyer. All those in favor of adjournment say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. We are adjourned.